podcast to another episode of Mindful Living. I'm your host, Sana, and today we're diving into a very powerful story of resilience, healing, and faith. Our guest is someone who has not only survived near death experiences but has also used them as a catalyst for transformation. And joining me today is Rob Rene, a former high level athlete, keynote speaker, herbalist, and molecular hydrogen researcher. Yeah, listeners, Rob's journey is absolutely extraordinary. From recovering after a near fatal accident to launching transformational products like the biblically inspired supplement Exodus, through his company Exodus Strong and his I Am Pain Free podcast, Rob is on a mission to help people live pain free, healthy lives which are rooted in natural wellness and faith. So, with that, Rob, it's such an honor to have you today, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Rob, let's start with your story because I'm so curious. If you can take us back to that life changing moment during your winter training run in Utah. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's an exciting one. That obviously changed the whole direction of my life. Up until when I was young, I was an athlete, so I did lots of different sports, but running was one thing that I just excelled at. So it was kind of a God given gift that I was better at that than other things. And as I progressed in my running, it became clear that that's was what I wanted to end up doing for a living. Actually, I was getting so good at running. I'd run a national cross country race in my youth, and when I was going through and get recruited by colleges, I went to this one college that was amazing. They were producing professional runners at that college, and so I'm like, man, I want to go there. And I ended up making got a full ride running scholarship to that school, and was out. And then I made the U.S. junior team. So what that means is that anybody 19 years and younger, we ran a race, and I got second in that race. So I was second best miler in the country from in our age group, and so it was really awesome. I was excited where things were going, and then that winter I was out on a training run and doing a 10-mile run with me and my friend, and it was cold and windy and snowy, and the ground was covered with snow and ice, and we were out on this run, and then about halfway through of it, 5 miles out into our run, my friend all of a sudden just yelled my name. He was running right behind me, and I turned around, and I had enough time just to see this 4x4 truck sliding right into me, and I had nowhere to go. I didn't have time to react. The only thing I could say is, "I'm gonna get hit. I'm gonna get hit." And this 4x4 truck hit my hips and threw me 36 feet, and landed straight on my face, and then my knees. And the bad thing about that is, I almost died that day because I had a bloody nose earlier in the run that clogged my throat. And by clogging my throat, I couldn't breathe. So being, my face cut open and my unconscious lying on the side of the road in freezing snow and wind and unconscious and not breathing is not a good combination. So I was lucky that my friend knew that I had that bloody nose and could tell I wasn't breathing, and he unclogged my throat. And so if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. And so that one experience gave me just an overwhelming um, feeling that I was saved that day for some reason, right? So what is it, and why? So it took me a really long time to recover from that process, and I really had a difficult time early on trying to figure out why I was saved, right? And what God's plans were for me, because I knew that he saved me that day. There was no ifs, ands, or but. I could have easily died on the side of the road that period. And so it's been really an incredible journey. ever since then, but that's kinda how it all started. I learned a lot about nutrition when I was young because running really required I was a distance runner, so, when you're a distance runner, you need to fuel your body really well in order to be good at the end of a race, and so that was a skill set that, now I look back on and I can see the Lord was training me this whole time. It was like, "You need to learn about nutrition. You need to learn about dedication to be a good athlete and to excel at something," and then boom, I got hit by the truck, and that whole part of my life just died. And so anyway, I've gone through a similar, transition later in life that was not as impactful, but still very impactful to my life. But I wanted to pause and see see if you had any questions so far.
I mean, uh, uh, I am at a loss of words because I think it's really incredible how life can take such unexpected turns. The only thing I can say from here is we should really learn to express gratitude towards every day, every day that we are
Yeah.
alive, we are breathing, we are able to cherish the gifts of nature, of God, and everything given to us because you never know what's.
Yeah, amen. Amen. I love that you said that because I really honestly believe that. It's like I have breath in my lungs today. I woke up, right? And when I woke up, I still have breath in my lungs. And since that, because of that, I know that God still has a plan for my life, right? I'm here for a reason. So what is that reason? And I've been really fun for me lately, just because I really feel I'm finally stepping into what the Lord has planned for me my entire life. And I didn't have that comfort nor understanding nor confidence until just the last 4 or 5 years of my life. So I'm in my mid 50s, and so for the first 50 years of my life, I just didn't feel like I wasn't sure why I was here, and what I call the second truck that hit
Mhm.
me changed everything again. So that first truck obviously changed my life. I'm not gonna be a runner anymore. I knew that. But then the second one was when the pandemic hit. I was in sales and I had a job where I needed to travel all across the West Coast of the United States in order to do my job. And when the pandemic hit, they couldn't, the sales team couldn't travel, so they downsized the sales team. And so I'm that was kind of the second truck that hit me is like, oh my gosh, but it hit everybody else, right? Everybody in the world got hit by this second truck. It just kind of changed everything. But this one for me really changed my life dramatically because it was the first time in my life that I wasn't super busy and that I didn't, after my accident, I went into what the world told me to do. The world tells you that you need to go get a job, you need to go get a family, you need to have 3 kids, you need to buy a house with a white picket fence, and you need to work full time and save for a 401k, and that's what your life is comprised of. And and I did that, and I did it pretty well, but at the same point I was really distracted and didn't have a lot of time to do research on things that are going on in this world. And so when that pandemic hit and I lost the sales job, is the first time in my life for decades where I had time to dig into things, and so I was worried about my family, right? I was like, "How can I stay healthy personally and not get this COVID thing that's was very, very scary early on because none of us knew how bad it was or how bad it was going to be." And so I started doing research, and that's a skill set that I want to implore on everybody is don't believe what I say, don't believe what you say, right? Don't believe what the media tells you, don't believe what the radio tells you. Learn how to do your own research and then come up with your own decision after you've objectively looked at multiple paths. Because that's the fun thing now that the skill set that I have that I really learned through that period. And what got me there was just really interesting is the first, you remember my nutrition from my running days, remember how that was really important to me? So when the pandemic hit, I thought, oh, well, I need to just start taking care of myself and eating well and getting the right nutrients in my body to make sure that I stay healthy. And then I saw this one doctor, he was recommending vitamin D. And vitamin D is a natural resource that comes from the sun, right? And so I was like, and then I saw them vilifying this doctor, and they were just like really crucifying, and they were suing him for billions of dollars for talking about how something so natural as the sun, aka vitamin D, could help you. So that raised a lot of red flags in my mind. I wasn't
Mhm.
sure why they would vilify him. I'm like, okay, hold on, what? There's something strange going on, right? Maybe this guy is really evil. So I started doing research on him, and I couldn't find anything evil. And I'm like, okay, well, why would they vilify him for talking about something so natural as the sun, right? And
Mhm.
vitamin D. I knew vitamin D in the sun is, literally without the sun, none of us survive. None of the plants or anything on this earth survives. The beautiful leaf you have on Healthy Mind, right? That leaf doesn't survive without the sun. So I know how important vitamin D is, but uh, so I knew that wasn't a problem, but then I started saying, "Okay, why are they vilifying him? There must be a reason why." So I started doing research on the medical industry, and oh my gosh, did I uncover a can of worms that I was not expecting and I didn't know. Back in the early 1900s in the United States, our healthcare system was really taken over by the Rockefellers. They had a study done called the Flexner Report, and that Flexner Report really changed the way that our medical school. They used that Flexner Report to change the way our medical schools were done, and they ended up vilifying a lot of the holistic practitioners. And you couldn't get a job unless you went into their specific medical school. But those medical schools only taught pharmaceutical based medication as a solution to your health. And so that has amplified over the decades that since that happened to
Mhm.
where now we're in a society where it's a pill for an ill. Our American pharmaceutical industry is so strong and so powerful that they control the media, they control journalism, they control all information in a very, very dramatic way. They control pastors, they control politicians. It's just really
You're
great
absolutely
how
right.
influential they are, right? So anyway, I want to pause and let you let you chat.
Yeah, I think these are some, very much shocking things and very much valid. And it, itself reflects the skill you have got of, doing research in the right direction. And I
Yeah.
completely agree with it because in my childhood days, my father always used to tell, until and unless you feel the need to take medicine, do not take it immediately. Let your body fight naturally
That's
because it's
awesome.
always suppressed by the medicines. Then your body kind of loses its ability, natural ability to fight the foreign, substances or anything. So,
Yeah. Yeah. In my opinion, God gave us this incredible body, right? But the cool thing about our body is it's made to heal itself. I mean, how incredible cool is that, right? You cut yourself on your hand, and guess what? That is eventually going to heal. But your body will actually heal it. So our body innately has that. But the problem is with our food and our air and our water and EMFs and all the environmental stuff that's going on in our world, we're just destroying our natural bodies. And so we really need to get it back to like what your dad told you back when you were young. It's like
yeah.
we need to let the body do what it needs to do, and one of the really important things, and what I'm so passionate about now, is giving your body the right nutrients it needs. And
Mhm.
then when you give it the right nutrients it needs, it can then start functioning the way it's supposed to, right? Then your gut health can start working well. When your gut health starts working well, your liver works well. And when your liver works well, it cleans out your bloodstream, and then your kidneys work well. And then so on and so forth. And it becomes this amazing transformational thing that when people have been busy, like I was, right? Like I told you, I was living in the world and doing what the world is telling me to do, and I didn't care about my health. I didn't care about, all these things that now are very important to me. And now there, I see people like me all the time and say, "You need to really understand that you're just destroying your body." And so it's really fun helping people transform from, man, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I don't feel well, and I'm overweight. And I just, and now I'm able to help people and say, look, if all we have to do is get you back doing some of these basic things for free, and then start supplementing your body with the right nutrients. And then there's some tricks and some things that you can add on to that that really really make that transformation much faster than just doing it if you just eat right, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm having really fun doing. We've created some amazing products to help people with that, and the Exodus Strong product and the company that I founded is that's our mission, right? Our mission is to help people get well naturally and faithfully, and we want to get 1 million new people to read the Word, the Bible, through their health, which is a strange combination for most people, but through my journey, I really have developed a much stronger relationship with God, and I believe that He led me to these solutions. This one product we've got that's called Exodus, kind of the foundational product of our company. It's got 7 biblical herbs and superfoods in it. It's got barley grass, wheatgrass, which have a lot of nutrients that you need. So instead of taking one of those green shakes every day, you don't have to take the green shake. You just get the nutrients from Exodus. That has saffron in it, which is very good for anxiety and depression. It's very good. It has cumin, which is good for inflammation reduction, and then aloe, which has hundreds of benefits, and then frankincense and myrrh. You combine those 7 ingredients, and they really help with fatigue and energy. In fact, I'm writing a book right now called the Energy Restoration Blueprint, the Exodus Energy Restoration Blueprint, because it's literally about how to help you restore your energy. And this Exodus product is amazing, but the really special ingredient that I'm so excited about is hydrogen. So we have a component within our product that your body creates molecular hydrogen. Then when your body assimilates that molecular hydrogen, it goes in and helps the energy system in your bloodstream. What is the energy system in your bloodstream? It's the mitochondrial process. And the mitochondrial process can get disrupted with all these bad things we put in it, right? With our bad water, with our bad food that we're eating, and your mitochondrial process can just really be not working well. And so this hydrogen that we put in our product, or our product produces, it can really transform the way your body's working. So we have this like 40-day blueprint. If you work with us for 40 days, we're going to show you how you can transform from being just exhausted and tired every day to where you're just vibrant and thriving because we're able to take just some simple, easy steps using our supplement, using the mind, body, spirit techniques that we train as part of our program, our kind of our Exodus cellular reactivation system. It really is transformational. So I'm having fun doing that, really helping people in a dramatic way.
That is really, really interesting, Rob. I think at cellular level and something as basic and fundamental as mitochondria. I think, yeah, in our childhood in biology, we had studied that mitochondria is the power. It's kind of the battery of our body.
That's
So
right.
it's really,
That's right.
really interesting. So very
If
interesting.
you can get that battery working well, right? Rather than you need the Energizer Bunny, right, in your in your in your in your bloodstream, not the tired, exhausted one. So yeah, if you can get that mitochondrial process working well, and the cool thing is your body will naturally recycle your blood over a 30-day period. And so if you can clean it out and get the bad stuff, that's this molecular hydrogen acts as a master antioxidant. So it gets rid of the bad cells. You know, all of us have bad cells in our body. We get rid of those, but then it helps the mitochondrial process work better. So you take the nutrients that we have with those biblical ingredients, and then you add the molecular hydrogen to make your mitochondrial process work better. They take the combination of those two, and it just transforms people's health. And they're just like, "Holy smokes! I no longer need that afternoon coffee that I used to have to have. You don't need that morning coffee." In fact, that's so funny. I have a condition that's called bradycardia, where my heartbeat was really low, like in the 30s. 32 was my average heartbeat per minute, and that's about half of what a normal person is. And so in the afternoon, I would always get exhausted because I just wasn't getting enough oxygen in my body. But ever since I started taking Exodus, it's really fun because I literally don't need those afternoon naps anymore because I have sustained energy throughout the day. And we have just dozens of case studies of customers who are doing that, where they used to be exhausted and now they have energy throughout the day, and they're so excited because their mind is clearer and their thoughts are clear, and they have the energy to do the things that they couldn't in the past. So it's really fun.
Mhm. And then as we speak, we are recording this episode in the afternoon. So yeah, I mean, I can see the empathy.
Yeah, I don't need that nap that I used to take. This is about time when I would do it too, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is when we're recording this episode. I would get exhausted, and yeah, you could tell I don't need to go take a nap. I'm vibrant and rolling.
Lovely, lovely, Ross. This is so great. And also, there's something about frequency medicine. So, if you can help us with what exactly is it and how does it work to address health issues?
Yeah, that's so interesting because I also, when I was doing that research, I told you about after the pandemic, I got introduced to frequency medicine. I thought it was absolutely silly. I really did. I'm like, come on, I don't. This gentleman said he has these patches that have a frequency on it that then you put it on your body and it will help you with something. Pain was the one thing that he mentioned. I'm like, okay, that sounds really strange to me that you could put this frequency patch on a body and it would help you do anything. I said, that sounds woo woo to me. That sounds really weird. I don't believe it. But guess what? I had that skill set of research again. So I didn't believe him. I didn't believe, so I just started doing research. And what I found was just really intriguing. Our body is made up of energy. I didn't know that. I know our bodies were amazing, but I didn't know that it was made up of energy. And then even down to the cellular level, our cells interact with each other through vibrations. And those vibrations give off, guess what? A frequency. So I started learning about frequencies. I'm like, okay, frequency sounds like a weird term and it sounds like a complex term, but frequencies are so natural. They're everywhere, right? Color is a frequency. Light, the sound is a frequency. And so you use, the radio. Guess what you're tuning into? You're tuning into a frequency, right? Your cell phone uses a frequency. So frequencies are not weird like I thought they were. They're everywhere, and, your body can have a positive or negative interaction with frequencies, and so that's what got me super intrigued too is, I did research on Dr. Emoto. Have you ever heard of Dr. Emoto?
Oh, no, no, I'm afraid I
He's a scientist who did a bunch of studies on the effects of external things on water, and so he did this amazing research on waters and water crystals, and he could tell the difference between a positive intention or a negative intention and the impact that would have on an external object like water, and
Oh, okay.
it's really fascinating because he could literally show. He has these books called, what's that, Miracles in the Water, and, look at the results of how a positive, response or a positive, frequency can have on something. It's a physical impact on that object, which I didn't ever believe either. I didn't think that just by having saying a word and or having an intention towards something would could change it, physical thing. I didn't think that was possible. So I started researching. Hey, the body is made up of energy. It interacts with frequencies, and these frequencies can be good or bad. So hey, what if we were able to package up these positive frequencies and then have those frequencies interact with your body and then help it do things? And that's what we've done. We've created some amazing skin patches that help with a whole host of issues. And so we're just coming out with a fuel one to help people with the fatigue component, but we also have strength and stamina. We have a allergy, patch. We have all different types of patches that help people with just normal health conditions, and it's a frequency that patch that you apply to your body. So it's just fascinating.
Wow, wow, that's really, really deep. And also, I think one of your interesting pillars of your work is, as you mentioned about combining biblical wisdom with modern science. And I think ancient herbs from the Bible, like saffron or cumin. In fact, in India as well, we use a lot of saffron, cumin, and other herbs, turmeric, which I think they contribute to healing. So, how do you, see all these ancient practices in the modern context?
Yeah, I think it's so important because I think we've just they've been hidden from us, or just our daily lives. Like I said, we've been designed to be so busy that you don't
Mm.
sit back and look at that. And so when I had that time to do research, I started researching, in the Bible. It's like one of my favorite verses is, Exodus 15:26. For I'm the Lord your healer. Like, oh my gosh, he's our healer. That's really cool. So he can heal me. And I know there's lots of people in the Bible that he's healed, but then I also went back and went to read Genesis 15, I think it's 15:26. But it talks about literally he put everything on this earth for us to eat and to heal. And so I started doing research on the Hebrew words of that, and in that verse, it talks about seed, it talks about herbs, and it talks about restoration. So he literally gave us the everything we need on this earth if we just utilize it. So I'm like, okay, that's really cool. So let's do all the research on all the herbs and superfoods in the Bible. And so I did research, and there's 20 plus of them, really neat herbs, like you mentioned. And then what we did is we took the seven that were synergistic with that hydrogen, because the hydrogen has some really good benefits, like reducing inflammation and helping with your energy of that mitochondrial process. So we took the best seven ingredients of organic barley grass, organic wheatgrass, aloe, cumin, saffron, frankincense, and myrrh. We took those seven and then combined them together because those were the seven that really made a synergistic approach. Where like there's nothing else in the world that's been created like this particular product. And so I love it because I learned about most of these components from the word itself. And so it's fascinating to do that. And then we combine a prayer guide that goes with our product because we want you to literally use your mind, right, and your spirit to help you with your health as well. So, how we do that is you read this prayer guide, your eyes are reading it, your ears hear yourself say it, your mouth is declaring it. The Bible literally tells you there is power in your tongue. And so, if you say it out loud and you read it and you hear yourself say it, and then you combine the touch part of it with taking the supplement inside your body, you're using 4 out of your 5 God-given senses to help you with your health. And so it's really fascinating how, because your mind is so powerful. Your mind can heal your body just with your mind, right? But you combine your mind, you combine the really good supplements that help you, and you combine it with prayer and having a relationship with your Lord and Savior, then he may be able to heal. He will, and he has to heal people just naturally. So anyway, that's kind of our goal, is to let's use all the tools we have and let's help people get well. Let's create a checklist of things that they should do, right? Getting the right water, getting the right sun, getting your, go do grounding. These things are free. And that when people do this checklist of items, they're going to transform their health naturally, and their energy is going to be restored, and they're going to be so excited about it. They're going to want to share it with everybody else because they're like, hey, I found something that really works. It's not just an energy drink I drink in the afternoon and then it's gone and I crash and I feel worse, which is what most energy drinks do. And it's not like caffeine, what you get addicted to. This is a natural energy solution that just transforms you from being, ugh, tired and exhausted to vibrant and healthy. And then you get so excited about it, you're like, hey, neighbor, you need to come check this out. You should try this too because it's really helping people. So we're just super excited to get this out in the world because the biggest thing is most people don't know I have this amazing product. And so they don't know they can get help. And I want to be out there to help people. So super excited about it.
Wow. Wow. Great, great, Rob. And also, of course, there is in medicine and pharmaceutical, I think affordability is the biggest issue. Yeah, all options are not available to everyone. So, how is
Yeah.
Exodus working on this?
Say that again.
Yeah, how is Exodus trying to make, all the options affordable so that the right amount of information, the right resources reach to right people?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's because you're right. We need to get it out so everybody can do it. And of course, our product isn't inexpensive, but at the same point, you can leverage it over a long period of time, and depending upon how you procure the product, if you buy multiple months, the price goes significantly down. And then we just give you a bunch of free resources too. So we can put you into this Exodus community, and you could just be part of the Exodus community to learn how to get the right water amounts you need during the day, get the right nutrients just naturally from food that you can get. And then when you combine that and you get some good Celtic salt is very healthy for you, not iodized salt, but Celtic salt, and get a little bit of that in with good water. And then you get some sun in, get some vitamin D that started my whole journey this way, and then you get your feet out on God's given earth and you ground. It recharges your energy system. You can do those 4 or 5 things for absolutely free, and we can help you start your journey, right? And then when you can afford to add the supplement onto your protocol, then you can just enhance your process, and you can make the next phase of your process be much more efficient because you're able to use the supplement. So we're working really hard. We're doing some fun things like a 7-day challenge that we're going to start here in March. We're going to do we're going to provide people really inexpensively enough for 7 days. So you try it for 7 days, and then you're going to see how your body's transforming. And so we think that instead of buying that Starbucks coffee every day, you can use this product and save a ton of money still, and use something naturally and healthy.
Yeah, yeah. If you're spending money, spend it on something useful.
Yeah, spend on something that's gonna transform your health, right, and get you well because we want everybody else to have that healthy mind like you talk about all the time, right? Because if you have a healthy mind, then guess what? You can have a healthy impact on the world, right? We wanna have people that have positive impacts on the world, that make a positive change in our world and in our society, right?
Great, Rob. Great. I think this has been such an incredible, informative, inspiring conversation. And if our listeners would wish to connect with you and explore Exodus or also listen to your podcast, I Am Pain Free, how they can do that?
Yeah, it's really simple to get a hold of me. So Exodus Strong. So Exodus, the same word in the Bible with strong together. ExodusStrong.com is the website where you can find all the products and solutions I talked about. We're working on that energy, the excess energy restoration blueprint that we'll have up next week. I'm super excited about where we're going there. And then I Am Pain Free podcast. You can find me on YouTube and Rumble and Apple Podcasts. And there I interview holistic practitioners every week on what they're doing to help people live a pain-free life and existence, and that's a lot of fun. And then this lastly, I just started a new um, uh, Instagram with at Rob Rene Health. So Rob Rene Health, all one word. And I'm sharing my journey going through an interesting health issue that I'm doing. You can follow me there. So and you can get a hold of me any of those three mechanisms. I'd love to chat with anybody who has questions.
Great, great. We'll have all the details mentioned in the show notes. And Rob,
Uh,
once again, thank you so much. And I think your resilience and commitment to helping others through natural healing and faith, they're truly, truly inspiring. So thank you so much for
yeah, you bet. What a super pleasure to meet you, and thank you for doing what you do, and thank you for giving me this platform, and thank you for creating this platform for others. You're awesome.
lovely. And to listeners, I hope this conversation inspire you to take a step toward a healthier, more vibrant life. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. And thank you to everyone for tuning into the Mindful Living podcast. And until next time, stay mindful and stay motivated. Thank you.